Hey everybody, I'm just waiting to see if this comes on the screen here. Let's see. Come on, there it goes. All right. Hi everybody, this is Joy Packard. We are on another double header speaker today. It's Monday. It is, let's see, we have 11 more days until the event. We have 21 speakers speaking at the Simplezonseller conference here in Houston, Sugar Land area. Next Thursday, we check in on Thursday. Next Friday and Saturday, April 27th and 28th, we have some amazing speakers. Did I say amazing enough? I'm just so humbled and honored to have them. We finally have this platform down a little bit better. The very first interview I did was with Brandon, who I'm going to introduce you to here in a minute. And I didn't have, the screens right, and it was just terrible on my part. So we're redoing it so you guys can hear him, because he is pretty amazing and he does some awesome things. So I always like to tell a little story about how I met these speakers, just because you guys know that I didn't just pick these speakers off the street. These speakers who are coming to the event are handpicked. They are amazing people that have hearts of gold. They serve people. They are always willing to give. I don't know if any of you have been on Brandon's private label 4-hour class. I've been through it myself, and it is awesome. It takes you from start to finish and finding a product for private label and taking you all the way. It's so simple. You can't get any simple than that. And that's what this conference is about, is getting you guys some information that will give you enough time and enough knowledge to go from, I don't know how to do this, to here. Those of you who are advanced, same thing. I mean, I learned something new every time. And when I went through Brandon's 4-hour class, I sat there and it was I think a Saturday evening. I don't remember what evening it was, but it doesn't matter. It was awesome. And I took notes, like you guys should too. So I met Brandon probably, I think it was back in October. I was going to Miami for a health event, actually, and then it worked in where I was able to go to the Rockstar Retreat Cruise with Sean Michael, and I was able to be a speaker. It was so exciting to do that, because it's like the week before my health retreat, and there's a fly in here, sorry. And so I was able to meet Brandon, and he was one of the speakers there as well. And he had, every time I looked over there, he was over there talking to somebody about his stuff and just serving, just like everybody else on this speaker group. So again, I am so honored that he said yes. He was one of those ones where I'm just like, I'll give Brandon a try. He has the same first name as one of my sons. Maybe he'll say yes. And he did. He worked it in. And you guys, if you are not at the event, you are crazy. I'm telling you that we have put together this event with amazing speakers. We have lunch included on both days. We have a hotel that has free Wi-Fi, parking, and hot breakfast. We have amazing swag bags. And if you're a VIP, we have amazing swag bags for the VIPs. We have networking. For those of you who don't do the VIP dinner, no sweat. We've got 2 evenings of 3-hour networking. So anyway, that's how I met Brandon. I'm sure many of you already know who he is. He is, just a rock star in every way. And we get to hear a little bit from him today about some tips on what he does and a little bit of teaser of what he's going to speak about on stage. So Brandon, I want to introduce you guys to Brandon Young. He's out of Miami, and he is amazing. I said amazing about 10 times in this one 3-minute thing. So Brandon, tell us a little bit about who you are. I'm sure many know who you are, but there are going to be some who don't. And a little bit about what you do, and then a little bit of a teaser of what you'll be speaking about on stage next week.
Well, I don't think I can live up to the way you introduced me there. But so I'm just a private label seller. That's pretty much it. We started this Amazon journey a few years ago, my wife and I, and we started out as most people do with RA and with wholesale. Right away, I really wanted to make something that was scalable, so I started thinking towards private label almost immediately. And we spent the first 6 or 8 months really just, building up a business that was pretty successful on the wholesale side and liquidation side. And it was such a grind. We had IP complaints. We had issues where we didn't know whether our supplier could continue selling. We had brands that got blocked on Amazon. And we said, okay, we need to make the move. We need to make the jump to private label. So 2 years ago, pretty much this month, we went to Canton Fair, and we launched our first products in June of 2016. And I would say we're just about in our third year, and we should be doing about $10 million this year.
Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that. Not 10,000, not 100,000, 10 million. And how many products do you have now?
So as far as products, we're at about 25 to 30, and SKUs we're a little over 300. Some of our products have quite a few variants.
That's awesome. Whenever you can find like a niche that, you can take something and then do a bunch of variations and such. When I met Brandon on the cruise, I remember him telling me about his, I was telling, he was talking and I was like, how many do you have? And, that's my goal, is to have about 25. I have about 7 or so. I just got back from China a few weeks ago. It seems like a few weeks ago. Maybe it was last week. I don't even know. I'm still on China time, but it's an incredible journey. Seeing, how long did you say, 2 years that you've been doing this? Yeah,
we're almost at 2 years now for private label.
Okay, so guys, it's not something that, you can start. He just, he went to the Canton Fair, he picked a product and he ran with it, and now look at him. He just does so well. When you guys ever listen to his method, it's just so super simple. Sometimes I'm just like, why do I complicate things so much? We all think that we go to, we think about private label and we think, oh man, this and that, or all this stuff. And then Brandon takes it and just says, all right, here's what you do. Here's how you find it. I was very impressed. And like I say, I've taken probably every private label course that's out there. I know so many private label people, and they're all awesome. It's just, for a lot of people, it's intimidating to start, and it's intimidating to do private labels. So they just don't ever begin. And Brandon's method and who he is, he just, as you can see, look how he even started his interview. He's like, I'm just a private label guy. I just do private label. And that just goes to show that, we're all these people that we're bringing to you, including myself. We're not any different than you. You can take any of these methods that we're talking about and just run with it, and it's not like we have any special powers. We would go through the same things that you would do, that you would basically do everything that Brandon's doing, and you can find a product and, and go from there. And it's pretty exciting. I came home from China with about, I went there with about 22 ideas, and I came back with those plus about 8 to 10 more. It's exciting. I just haven't had time to get with my agent, but because I've been working on this event. But after this event, she's going to be hearing from me. So that's pretty exciting. I found so many, there's something to be said about, right, Brandon, you can do private label from home, but if you're seriously considering private label, in my opinion, at least one trip to China is so worth it. I found things over there that I was just, walking around the market. And so
it's one of those things. I'm heading out in a few hours. I actually leave at 7 a.m. And I have a long layover in LA. I'm going to work with one of the companies that I lead their Amazon strategy. Yeah. And then from there, I'm to Hong Kong. So I'll be in China for the next couple of weeks.
So you're going to go to Hong Kong, and then where are you going to go? Are you staying in Hong Kong? Are you just doing a little bit of rounds over there?
Well, they have the electronics, like the electronics trade show that they have for a few days. And then from there, I'm going to go to Guangzhou, and I'll spend a couple days at Canton Fair. And then I'll be heading back. I don't have a long time because I have to get back in time for Simplezon. Now,
do you see that, guys? There's something to be said. He is coming home earlier from China. He probably could stay in China. He could completely have said no. And, I'm just so excited that you're coming, Brandon. There's so many people that have said, oh man, Brandon's going to be there, Brandon Young. They're excited to hear you speak. I dragged some of my China buddies back with me. They're going to be actually speaking at the conference as well. Nice. And we'll be hearing some from attendees and some speakers. So that's pretty exciting. I went to Canton Fair probably a few years ago. I went with a group. I didn't go with a group that time. I had a friend that was attending a conference, and he invited me to come because they had a kind of a buy one, bring a guest, and I got the guest ticket, which is awesome. And luckily, you know, those of you who are thinking about China and getting your visa, definitely get the 10-year visa. It's not even that much more, if not the same price. Some of the people that were going on the China trip, I think they said, well, I think it's only like $20 more. And you think, oh, I'm not going to go back to China. But I promise you, as sick as you might get for your first time, as long as the flight is and all of that stuff, this is my third time to China, and I keep getting better and better about what I know I need to do, right? What's your schedule like when you go over there? Like, you're going to Hong Kong, which I love Hong Kong. I went to Hong Kong last time as well. So
yes, this is a really rushed schedule. The only reason we're going is because I have a couple of suppliers that I definitely need to meet with to finalize. I have a team over there. We have employees. So it's not 100% necessary for me to go on a regular basis, but we have a few of our suppliers that are set up in one location. It makes it a lot easier than having to travel around China to a few different cities. So I can go meet with them, work out a couple details on some changes we're making to some products. We're going to talk about a couple products that we're launching in the next 30 and 60 days. And I can just really pack this day. And then while I'm around, I can walk around the booth, maybe get some new product ideas. And it's very productive. It's a lot more productive than, you know, being able to just surf like Alibaba or 1688. Then I'm immediately going to Guangzhou. I'm going to spend probably 3 days there total. I have a mastermind meetup on Tuesday night with a mastermind I'm in called $1 Million Sellers. It's all 7- and 8-figure Amazon sellers. Wow. And there's about 25 or 30 of us that are going to be in China out of 200. So wow. It's going to be pretty exciting to be able to hang out with the guys. Anytime we try to plan some meetups around different events, and it's always great to get together with some of these guys. They're all powerhouses.
Did you guys hear that? He is going to a mastermind that are with people that are 7- and 8-figure sellers, and he is coming to the Simplezonseller event. He didn't have to come. He could have just said, you know, you guys are too simple. You guys are too newbie. And I'm telling you, I'm just so excited about you coming, and we're so excited to hear you speak. What are some of the things that you look for when you're walking around? You know, you don't have to give away your niche. Just what are some things that some of these new people that are watching that are not even into private label or are you know, in it, trying to figure it out? What would you say for like a new person actually coming in? What would you say to look for?
So I have a I try to streamline my method because I made some mistakes at a couple trade shows early on where I would get brochures from everybody and I would talk to them in detail about the products. And by the end of the show, you end up with, you know, 55 pounds of brochures and, you know, you're dragging them around. So as you know, my method is really based on numbers. It's really, I try to make it mathematical because when I first started, the learning curve had where I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and I'm sure in some of the classes that you've seen and taken from some of the people out there teaching. And to me, it just didn't connect because there weren't any numbers behind it. And so I like to really make it mathematical, keyword search volume, driving demand, matching that up with the product. So my method for walking around a trade show is to look for booths that have a particular niche. If they've got too many different things that going on, then they're probably a trade broker anyway. I try to find people that are factories. But what I'll do is I'll take pictures of the products. I'll take a picture of their brochure and business card inside of like a notes app, like Evernote, and then I'll just keep moving. And I'll try to. I don't try to give out cards to everyone either because I don't want to get spammed a lot. If you're going to do cards, another tip is to make sure that you put an email that you're going to check every once in a while, but not your main email because you'll get spammed. But I'll try to just walk around quickly, introduce myself, take a couple pictures, let them know I might be in touch. But then the real work happens later when I go and actually research those products, find out if there's any potential there.
That's awesome. That's a great tip about the Evernote. When I went to China last time, I usually take a picture. My method is I need to do the Evernote, but I'll take a picture of the booth, and then I'll take a picture of the business card, and then I'll take a picture of the products, and it's all in my photos, and then I have to go back. So Evernote is actually better. I'm so not as organized with that, but that's a much better method, because now my agent's like, okay, can you send me your products? I'm like, okay, I have to go. And so, I have to do extra work because I didn't do what Brandon just said, and, putting it all in, and this time I went to China was awesome, because AT&T came up with a plan that charged me like $10 a day, where I got unlimited data, unlimited texting and phone. Last time I went to China, last time I went to China, of course, it was terrible. My signal was terrible. I had to use my agent's phone, and it was just slow. So now I was like one of the only ones in the group there. Everybody's like, oh, I guess I'll look this up when I get back to the hotel. And I'm like, well, what is it? And I was looking. So those of you who go to China, you can look that up and see, like either your phone plan, or I think that they have, you can do China SIM cards or whatever. But this time, wow, $10 a day, I'll take that. It saved me so much time. And,
I have T-Mobile, and T-Mobile is free. Yeah, they have free international data. So it's 2G or 3G everywhere you go, international. So I can text. The calls can be expensive. I turn off the calling, but I could still use apps, DD, QQ Translate if I need to. But when I'm traveling around to the different booths, I'll just put I might ask them real quick, their cost, their MOQ, put that in the note with the pictures. Oh,
that's a good idea.
So that way I have a few notes in there with the picture of the product. And then that way I have a little bit of information while I'm doing the research later to make sure there's a margin.
Do they have an app like ASD has? I love ASD and how because when I go to ASD, I have a little note that basically says exactly what you're saying. This person said, MOQ is this, and I can get this price. And do they have that? Is Evernote let you, is there an app for the Canton Fair that you can, put the notes for each booth? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't think that they have it organized with. They do have apps, but I think it's more of just you are here. You can find your way around the maps and stuff like that. I don't think it's as detailed as the ASD, but I just kind of make the notes myself, real quick price, maybe a name, but I'm getting a picture of the business card. I'm getting a picture of the product, and I'm getting a picture of the front of the brochure at least, and then I move on.
What was the name of that Translate app? Because I had many, and it was so funny because I had one of these Translate apps, and I was testing it out, and I'm like, okay, where is the bathroom, right? So I was just testing it out, and it translated something like, where is the waist, or something like that. It was just really weird. I'm like, that's not working. And my agent actually was laughing. She's like, what are you trying to say? I'm like, I don't know. So I tried several different Translate apps. So which one do you use over there?
QQ Translate was the one that I was using. And another tip, QQ is the second largest social media in China. It's huge, and they have a bunch of cool apps and entertainment and things that they do. So they have something called QQ Music, and while you're over there, you can just download. You can download any song you want. They have all the American songs too.
Are you serious?
So you can load up your phone with music and then jam out on the plane on the way home or something.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's 100% free. I don't know that it's probably pirating of some sort, so don't do it if it's against the law.
Well, there you go. I'm not going to write that in the notes then. I'm not going to put that in the comments. You heard it though.
QQ Translate, QQ Music. Those were really great while I was over there.
I tried to use that DD app too for I was over there in Shanghai, and we got so tired of walking. We were trying to make the ferry boat or something, the cruise around the, Shanghai or whatever. And they kept saying, oh, it's over there. No, it's over here. It's over there. Everybody was telling us everywhere. And so we missed it. And I was trying to call a DD, and then anyway, it was like, when I got the DD, they were like, oh, we're over here, so you need to come over here. It was like a 20-minute walk. I'm like, this is not like Uber. Anyway, we ended up we figured out how to get home. But I tell you what, it's a very interesting thing. It's good to go with people because we're all like lost together. We look like total tourists, like when we come off the train, they're all like hovering over us like, hey, do you transfer? And we actually did at the time on the way back. So that was kind of cool. Well, so when you have first of all, I put the speakers on the spot. I always forget to ask them ahead of time. You don't have anything. You don't have to do anything. But do you have any kind of? First of all, you can put your event link up there so that people can know. The Simplezonseller event is almost full. So if you were like been waiting until I'm done with all these speakers, your time is almost up. I only have 3 more speakers and 1 more redo with Cordelia Blake because I can't find her interview for some reason. I don't know, Be Live lost it or whatever. So we're just going to redo it. So we have on my business page, you can get everybody's interview. Karen, I'm tempting you and you need to come. There's nothing to it.
Hey, Karen, you need to come, Karen.
Karen, we're about to offer you this bonus that's going to make you not even have to say that you're not even tempted. You're going to be saying you're going. That's Karen. It's Karen Holmes. I love Karen. She's amazing. See, that's the thing too, is it's not just the speakers, guys, that are, and if you have your event, feel free to put in the comments, Brandon, when I'm talking. That way I can put it on the screen. It's not just these amazing speakers. It's the kind of people that are attracted to this event. We are, we have, like I say, the network in the evenings, and we have 20-minute breaks here and there. You guys will be able to network with not just the speakers, but the people around you. Some of the most amazing people that I've met have just been, my very first Amazon event. I remember sitting by someone, and I have to be honest, I wonder if she's going to watch this. I was thinking, she's kind of quiet. She's probably thinking about me, although I know you don't believe that I can be quiet after hearing me talking all my things. But I'm just saying that, it's the kind of people that are gathered at events as well. And it's pretty awesome because you get to, learn stuff. And imagine if you were like at a VIP dinner and you're sitting next to Brandon and you can ask him maybe your dying question that you wish that you could get answered. And you can get it answered within seconds. All you got to do is say, hey, Brandon, what do you think about, this or whatever? And, these people that are coming to the event as speakers, I kid you not, if you go back and look at every single interview, you will see that they are so real. They're so approachable. They're not, where they're trying to keep information from you. They're there to help you. They're there to see you succeed. And then that's why I am so excited to have these people all in one place right here in my hometown. I never dreamed that it would be this way, honestly. I mean, when I started this event and I was like, I told my husband, I guess if I have to talk the whole time, I will, but I hope some speakers join me. and it's gotten to the point where our speaker lineup is so full, and I still have 3 or 4 people who have basically said, hey, I'm willing to come and speak, and I wish I could put them on the agenda, but I can't. I mean, if we did, we'd either have to go into a 3rd day, which I don't want to do, or we'd have to start at 7 a.m, which I don't like to wake up that early. And so you guys hear that Brandon's, coming back from China to come and speak to us. Karen is going to come. I'm putting her on the spot. Anyway, hey, put your link for the event. And if you guys join on Brandon's link, I'm sure he has some dying bonus he wants to give you. But while he's looking for that link, one thing that I'm going to throw on top of that, Karen, this is going to put you to where you better start looking at your airline tickets. And that is this. I can give you can private message me. I'm not going to post it in the comments because we don't want it all over Facebook. But those of you who are listening to this can private message me if you get it. You get back on the 24th. Perfect, Karen. You can come on the 26th. And so you can get a promo code for $50 off the basic package or $100 off the VIP packages, guys. That already, like the last speaker we had, Tammy Aduko, she offered like $100 value. Whenever you get the promo codes that I just gave you, it almost makes everything where you just have to pay for your flights and your hotel to get here. Your ticket to the event is free. Remember, you have lunch included on both days. So with that being said, Brandon, do you have any kind of bonus or anything that you want to add if people, get into the event with your ticket link, with your event link? Yeah,
absolutely. So, I mean, if you have it already, then if you go ahead and join, then what I'll do is next time I have a class, I'll give you $50 off my class. So I am planning one for the first week of May, and normally it's $197. So if you go ahead and sign up, you come out and see me. I won't have time to actually go through obviously 4, 5, 6 hours of content like I do in my class. So if you sign up, you'll get $50 off the next class on top of being able to come hang out.
Wow. Okay. So that's $50. Let me add this up again. So you guys get $50 plus you get to listen to Brandon for 4 hours. And I'm telling you, I have been on that call myself. And, many people are asking, well, why do you have to get on it? You know so much about private label. I still got on it, guys. And I still learned, just like today, we're only on this call for the last 20 minutes and I still learn stuff from Brandon. You know, you're going to learn something, and $147, that is a steal. Plus that's okay. A $50 value. Plus if you do the basic package, that's $50. And the basic package is $197, which means you're getting Brandon's 4-hour course for $147. You're coming to the event and, you know, take off the lunch that you were going to spend, which is about $15 credit both days. You're basically coming, if you come for the basic package, you're coming for literally, I don't know, less than $80. I don't know of an event that you can go to where we are offering 21 speakers. We're not offering, I mean, they're going to be talking about everything.
You are not charging enough, Joy. Like I saw the prices. I didn't know the price until like I got, you know, I got that already committed and everything. And then I looked at what you're charging, and I know it's a first year event and everything. You should charge more next year because this is not enough money for what everyone's getting.
It's very true.
Should understand. Yeah, people should understand like what you get from jumping the learning curve, from networking with other big sellers, learning from sellers who have been doing it and are very successful in any type of track. And what's amazing is that there's so many great ways to make money on Amazon, and you've got experts in every single area. Every single area,
guys. Every single area. Retail, online, wholesale, private label, Amazon merch. We have Shopify. We have Jason Miles coming. Incredible. I'm
looking forward to sitting in a lot of those sessions.
I'm looking forward to taking notes in the background, guys. I'm going to have my notebook, a really thick notebook. You guys are going to have one in your swag bag. And so we have owners of private label software. We have sponsors galore that, we have Monica Busby coming and talking about e-commerce kids, so you can teach your kids how to do this. I'm going to have my kids sit in when Monica's speaking. I'm telling you guys, this is a once in a unique opportunity to hear every way to make money on Amazon and off of Amazon. And I don't know of any other conference that has this caliber of speakers. And I can say that because I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the 21 people who have said, I'm coming to speak at your conference. So guys, it is like a no-brainer. We are bringing to you the speakers. We are bringing to you guys the food, the VIP dinners. We have 6 hours of networking. I'm making the hotel let me stay till 10 p.m. each night. And I'm just saying, I'm going to do this for the people who are making an effort to come. Not everybody does that. It costs me extra money to do that. You know, I could just say, because, you know, I could just say, let's go find a restaurant and go figure out a place to network. But this has a beautiful, I mean, I'll post my video again somewhere, but outside of the ballroom that we're having our event, there's like a little neat gathering area. We're going to have a cash bar each night. And it's being hosted by Scanner Society the first night. And then they have a patio outside of that where it overlooks the lake. And they said we can turn the music as loud as we want until 10 p.m. And they don't know who they're talking to. So you will have, you know, just because, you know, a lot of people complain sometimes when they go to events saying, well, you know, there's a VIP dinner and I'm not going to that, so I'm missing out on networking. The VIP dinners I made very short, where we're not whining and dining so long where you're going to not be able to talk to the speakers. It probably lasts an hour and 10 minutes, and it's 5 minutes away across the street. We'll be back, and then my kids will start the networking at 7, and we'll be there till 10 p.m. And I'm going to request the speakers to make themselves available to you. So that is a big deal too. You know, not all events do that, and they hide in their room. I know I do that sometimes too at events, but this is my event, and I'm going to require my speakers to make themselves available to you guys. So look, the link is right underneath Brandon and I right there. That's the link that you have to sign up to get Brandon's discount. You can't go to any other link. If you do, then you don't get that credit. Again, if you haven't seen the website, go to the site, go to Brandon's link right there. Look at the compilation of speakers I've been adding over the last week or so. It will blow your mind. It blows my mind. I'm still in awe every night. I'm just like, I told my husband, honey, I'm so excited to go to my own conference. And just, you know, be able to hear all of you guys and what you have to say. And so, well, look, we're running out of time. Brandon, we thank you for your time. Brandon's time is super valuable. Look, he's leaving tomorrow to go to Hong Kong, and he's on this call with us. He's flying back from China to be with us in Houston. That tells you something. Brandon doesn't have to do all this kind of stuff, guys. We redid this, like I say, this Facebook Live, because I wanted to give you guys, you know, complete opportunity to see the caliber of people that you're going to be seeing. You will be crazy if you don't show up. Yes, you can get the recordings, but you know what? There's nothing like being at an event in person. So we thank you guys. We know your time is valuable as well. Thanks for joining us this evening. And for those who are getting the recording of this Facebook Live, make sure that you private message me for the discount code. You have to get on Brandon's link to get his amazing discount on his 4-hour private label course. And you know, that would be an awesome, what day are you doing that on? May, the first week of May? What day?
Yeah, first week of May. I haven't locked it in, but probably Wednesday or Thursday.
So there'll be a perfect timing for you guys, because you'll come to the event April 27th and 28th. You head home, you sort out your notes, and you get ready for Brandon's class, and you'll learn even more. And you're going to be like, wow, this is like a continuation from the event. So I urge you to get your tickets, because once they're sold out, we'll be closing the online sales on Friday. And yes, you might be able to walk in and get a ticket, but you won't get a great seat. You might be in the back, sitting in the corner, all tight with no desk. And we'll only let so many do that as well. So anyway, thanks, Brandon. Thanks, everybody.
No, thank you. Thank you, Joy. Take care.
Be safe on your way to Hong Kong. See you later, everybody. Bye.